Managing Posts. We're back looking at our Post tab, and now let's click Add New. Because this is the first time I've viewed this screen, I am seeing some tips, so I'll just click Dismiss. Here is the Add New Post screen. So let's go ahead and add a new post. And then I'll add some copy. I have some copy off screen. I will copy and paste in. Whenever you're pasting copy in from a text document, you either click Text and paste it in, or on the Visual tab, you click this Show Hide Kitchen Sink to see a second tier of options, and click this Paste as Plain Text icon. We'll click that, paste our text here, and click Insert. And this pastes our text in without all the formatting from the Word document. This is extremely important. If you paste text in from a Word document, it carries over the styling from that Word document, and it can actually make a page look kind of crazy. So it is fine to write your post in a text document program. However, when you paste it in using this icon or this tab, and then after you paste it in, do your final styling inside this editor in WordPress. For now, I'm going to close this. Now that we've added our title and added our text, you'll see that I can choose to go ahead and save the draft. So I'll click Save Draft. Good. So that has saved my post. It is not published to the site yet. I've just saved it as a draft so that I can continue editing it. One great thing about WordPress is that as you continue to edit, the page, your page will automatically save every few minutes, which is great. So if something happens, your browser crashes, you don't lose everything. You just lose what you've edited since your last save. And so you can do Save Draft here, or eventually WordPress will automatically save this post. Now you wouldn't want to rely on that automatic saving. You would, of course, when you finish editing, want to click Save Draft or Publish, but that's just a feature added in for your own safety. We'll click Save Draft. So let's edit the text a bit inside this editor to see some of the options we have available to us. We have, let's add some more text. Go ahead and copy this, and I'm going to paste it here. So we have a lot of text to work with. Click back to Visual. The difference between the Visual tab is this is the WYSIWYG editor, or what you see is what you get editor. It's much like a document editor, except it's extremely simple. Text just shows you the actual HTML generated by this visual editor. And we'll see this in a little bit as we start adding some styling. So let's go ahead and edit some of our text and style it. So I can choose to make some of our text bold, highlight it, press bold. I can italicize some things. Italic, strike through. If we click text, you'll see that what is actually happening is HTML has been added to my text. I'll click back to Visual so we can see how it's rendering. Go ahead and click Save Draft. Now that it's saved, I want to see what I'm doing. So I will go to Preview, right click, and click Open Link in New Tab. This is a preview of the page that I'm working on right now. And you'll see the edits that I'm making. This is not live. This is actually just showing it to me, so it's not published just yet. I'll go back to edit it. Now let's add a few more things. Let's add a bullet list. So we'll go ahead and make this paragraph a bullet list. To do that, we just click Bullet. This is an unordered list, meaning it is just a bullet list. It's not numeric. And when I'm finished writing bullets, I just click it again. That stops making bullets. I'll click Save Draft, Fresh, and now you'll see a bullet list. We'll skip down, and now we'll create a number list. This is called an ordered list. So I'll click this, and then I can choose to break up my text any way I'd like. And just as before, when I'm finished adding bullets, I press this icon again. Save Draft. Fresh. Now we see that. Just beside that, we have block quote. We'll scroll down a bit. A block quote is just a way to do a pull quote. Block quote, save draft. Now you see what that looks like. It's just indented when italicized. The styling of each one of these options that we're looking at right now is based on the style sheet of the theme that is selected. So although I'm adding tags that represent bold and strike through and italicize and bullets, the theme controls how those items are styled. Just because I'm adding these tags doesn't mean that it's going to render the same with each theme. Text, I can choose to align it left, center it, or align it right. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll do that under our block quote. Let's break this up into 3 different options. Left, right, center, save draft, fresh, left, right, and center. Beside that, I can also make a link. So we'll scroll back to the top. Now I'll select some text and make a link. Clicking Insert Edit Link. And then I can choose to send it somewhere. The URL I want to send it, and the title tag I'd like to add to the link. This isn't the title of the link, this is the title tag. If you're linking offsite, it's a good idea to open link in new window or tab. I'll go ahead and click Add Link, Save Post, refresh, and now you'll see the new link I've added. If I click this, it'll open this link in a new tab. Close that. Next, I can link to a different page in my site. So let's select some text. Click Add Link, and then I can choose to link to existing content, and then I can go in and look at any of the content of my site and link to it instead. So I'll go to the layout test page, click Add Link, save, refresh. Now that'll link to the layout test page. I'll go back. And then the last thing I can do is choose to break any links I've already made. So here's the link I've already made. I'll just select it and click Break, and that'll unlink that text. Save. Beside that, we have our Insert More tag. So I can choose to split the text anywhere I would like, and then when that text appears in a list, it's shortened, and I get a Read More link to view more. If I scroll back up, I look at my home page, which is a blog. And let's see, I'll go ahead and publish this. Refresh, and now you can see it in my blog. Here's my new post. And now I'll just place this, let's see, I'll place it there and click Insert More tag. This adds this line in more text. This is only visible within the admin, just a cue to show you that it has been split. And I'll click Update. If I refresh my blog, now you'll see I have a continue reading link. I show only the text above the more tag, and I can click Read More or continue reading to read the rest of my post. Beside that, spell check, and then I can change the language. Here I can go full screen with my editing. So this is kind of nice. If you wanted to really edit your text, you can do it within this nice blank screen. Some people do this, some don't. I would actually write my text in a different editor, something like Evernote or a text document, and paste it in when I'm finished. I wouldn't write text straight inside WordPress, but some people do, and that's okay. Exit full screen. The last item, again, is Show Hide Kitchen Sink. That gives us a second tier of options, and this allows us to do a few more things. So if we scroll down, and we can choose to change some of the style of any of the text that we have selected. So I'll go and select this single line, and I can make that an address, pre-formatted text, or start giving it heading styles. So I'll give it heading 1. That's what a H1 looks like. And I can do this with other bits of text too. H2, Page 3, click update, refresh, oops, continue reading. And then now you'll see here are the heading styles that I have. Below that, align full, which means it does wall-to-wall alignment. Update, refresh. There it is. I can change the text color. I would advise you not to do this. The color of your text is set up within the style sheet of your theme. You can do it if you'd like, and you would do it here, but I would suggest that you not do it. You can select a color, click more colors to actually pick one. Apply. Update. Further at the top of the page. There it is. Here is our paste as text or paste from Word. Paste from Word eliminates Word document formatting and modifies some of it. I would just recommend pasting everything in as plain text and editing it within the editor. Remove formatting. I can choose to remove any formatting that has been added. That gets rid of it all. Here are special characters. So if I wanted to add a special character here, I can choose to select it from this special editor. Characters. Indent. I choose to indent copy. And although it is possible to do some of these things, some things you really won't use. Like this indent, it's doubtful you'll use this. Undo. This undoes any of your previous actions. This is likely something you'll not use. And then help. Here's a basic help. So that is your WYSIWYG editor. And again, WYSIWYG stands for what you see is what you get. We'll update that and refresh. On the right-hand side, we see Publish. We can now preview our changes. Because this item is published, we can preview those changes. So if I can make changes, so let's say I wanted to make these items bold, I can right-click and click Open Link in New Tab, Preview Changes. In this previews the changes that I have, oops, let's do it. Let's just click, opens a new tab for us. And this previews the changes that I've made without them being saved. This is an odd feature that I don't think, that I don't use, but that is there. Next is status. So I can click Edit. I can change the status of this post. And so I can go and change it either to pending review or draft. I click pending review. It removes it from the site. I'll still see it because I'm logged in and I'm allowed to see those posts. But if in a list it doesn't actually appear. Or I can set it to draft, which means I'm still working on it. Save my draft. And then whenever I'm ready, I can publish it. I do have other publish options. We'll look at those in just a second. Visibility, public, and click Edit. I can choose to make this a sticky post. Click OK, and I'll go ahead and publish this back with sticky set it. Refresh, and now this post will appear at the top of my blog because I set it as sticky. I can also password protect this post. So if I click password protect, the safest password in the world is password, as we all know. If you want to hash it 123, that is unbreakable. I'll click OK, update. Now if I refresh, we'll see that this post has been password protected. And I can only view it if I enter the password. Enter my super secret password of password 123, submit, and now I'm able to view the post. Or I can set it as private, and now only logged in users can see it. We'll set this back to public. Okay. Next, I can change my publish date. Click Edit, and let's say I want to publish this post tomorrow. I'll do that there by changing the 24 to 25 and clicking OK, schedule, and now my post is scheduled, meaning it won't appear on the site now. It'll appear tomorrow. And then I can also choose to move this post to the trash. Scroll down, we have format. We have standard aside link gallery status, quote, Image. Format changes the way the post appears on the front end of the site. So let's change this to a side. Go ahead and click, change this back to 24, OK, publish, refresh, and so now it's an aside. Aside, we can make it a link, and the way this works, now it says link, this is just a way to tag a post to be formatted in a particular way set up by your theme. Although I am setting this as standard aside, link, or gallery, the theme is deciding how to then show that post. So all this means is I am tagging this content so that my theme can decide how to do something with it. Status, quote, and then image. Whether or not you get this option of format depends on how your theme is set up, and then how each one displays and the options you have available inside the format is again up to your theme setup. So if it's available, you can choose to toggle between these, but if they're not, you will not get this meta box at all. Below that, categories. So we can choose to add this post to a category. I can add it to these categories. By default, if you save or publish a post without selecting a category, it'll go ahead and tag it as uncategorized. We'll go ahead and remove that. Update. Now our categories have been saved. We can click Most Used to see the most used categories and select from those we would like. We can also add a new category from within this category meta box by clicking Add New Category. New category. And I can choose to add this with just a title or choose to parent it to an existing category. Add new. And then that adds it in. Update. Below that, we have tags. We can add our tags in, and we separate them by commas. We can also choose from the most used tags just by selecting. When we have our tags typed in, we click Add. This adds them in. I can choose any tags that I see here to add those as well. Scroll back up, click Update. Featured image. I can set a featured image for this post. Featured image depends on your theme setup again and how that renders. So we'll go ahead and just select one. Set featured image. I'll go ahead and update this, refresh, and we'll go back to our post list. The theme decides how that image is used. Let me change my format back to standard and click Update. Now if I refresh, it looks like my theme is not actually doing anything with that featured image. Featured image is something that not all themes will use, and if the theme does not use it, is not configured to use it, this will not appear. Now that I've added my feature image, I can change it by clicking the image, or I can remove it altogether by clicking Remove Featured Image. Click Update. Now the last thing I'll do is I'll add some images into our text. So we'll add an image right here at the top, and I'll click Add Media. I can choose to upload a file, and I can do this by clicking Select File and then searching for something on my computer, or I can actually drag a file into this drop area, and I'll do that. The file automatically uploads, and then I choose, after it uploads, what version of the file I want to add inside my content. So if I scroll down on the right hand side, I can choose to link it to something. I'm going to link it to nothing. Alignment, I want to float it left, and then I want the medium side image. Instead I'll have the thumbnail, and I'll click Insert into Post. That adds that image in, floats it to the left. I can click Update, refresh. Now you see that image there. By default, I'll scroll down and add another image in. An image can link to itself. So I'll click Add Media. And let's select this, insert into post, update. And if I click this image, it gives me the full resolution version of that image. Now, that's not actually very useful, and so that's something you might want to break. So if you insert an image and actually have a link, if you don't want to link it to a post or a page or anything, you may want to just go ahead and break the link altogether. To do that, you select the image and click Break, Update. And now that link to the image is broken. I can choose to add a larger image in. Here's a large image. I can choose to, let's do no alignment, and I can add the full size image in. Click Insert into Post, Update. This is going to be quite large. There it is. Then I can also choose to float it right. So add a different image in. This one, I will just show the thumbnail, align it right, oops, and then link to none. I can link to the attachment page. The attachment page is a little bit weird. That's the page for that file in particular. Now that's a little bit odd. We'll go ahead and look at that, but it's kind of odd. Insert into Post, Update. If I click this, this will link to the page for this image, which is very weird. This is not something that you will really use. If you're using WordPress as a content management system, you will not use that. We'll go back. We'll go ahead and break this link. Break. And we also now have a caption for this image. Let's add one more image so we can see how we would add a caption. We have a description text here. Or I'm sorry, a caption here, and that'll appear with our image. Left, none, insert into post, and you see there's our caption. Refresh. So that was a long video covering adding a post. You can also edit a post just by going to All Posts, looking for the post you want to edit, and clicking Edit. Everything we covered after we actually added this post and clicked Save or Publish is actually editing the existing post. So we've actually covered editing as well. So that is managing posts. In the next video, we'll look at categories and tags. Thanks.